Hey Anna. How you doing? If you were drawn to more than one, usually there's more messages. Well, the energy is really weird right now. Feeling a little wonky myself. Hey Pauline. If you want, Anna, I can pull a little bit of guidance for you, like personal guidance to see. Freaking Owen, I'm done. It's like you have to have a new intro every time you come in here. I needed that laugh though, thank you. Oh my god. Yeah, I needed that though, thank you. Here, Anna, since you couldn't choose yesterday, what happened, Anne? You can't sit. Is that you, Kyra? I mean, Kyra? Oh, hey, hun. Here, Anna, I'm gonna pull you some. Since you had trouble picking yesterday, let's get your own little personal thing. And I'll still use the Star Temple one that I got so you can have some of that too. And then I'll use the one that always pulls. I don't even realize it. I just go straight for it when I'm doing stuff with you for the Muse Tarot. Oh, I have to check that out, Owen. That sounds like really cool. Yeah, like, that is really rude. Cries and candle junkie. Well, let's see. Let's pull some guidance for Anna, since things are a little convoluted for you right now, huh? I am really proud of you and the stuff you've been coming up with, though. You never know, you might find a new favorite scent, Owen. I'll show you each of these, Anne, as we go through them. Okay. So this could be why it was kind of confusing when you were trying to pick, because your energies are kind of multi over here. Because we got Father of the Sky with like this God energy. I release the weight of the world from my shoulders. One thing that's really coming through here is don't feel like you need to tell people everything, because it's not your job to heal people through what you've gone through, even if you really connect with them. It's important to know that when you share, if people connect, like, let it be natural and organic, as opposed to forcing yourself to put something out there. And that is, believe it or not, that's something that I'm going through currently myself, so I really relate to you. It's hard when you're being open and having the boundary of pushing too much, because you start getting that feeling that people need something from you, and releasing that weight and realizing you're doing this for you, and whoever needs it will see it, will really help a lot. And we have this one with beloved Zeus, with this lovers. This cosmic union is destined for greatness. Now, this energy, especially with the next card over here, to me is speaking of how you need to integrate your energies by healing your divine feminine and allowing room for the divine masculine, because this isn't something to me that's saying like a random person's going to show up and you're going to get in a relationship. Like, you're trying to heal right now. So this is more like accepting each part of you and letting it meld together, because it is a cosmic union when you accept these parts of yourself. And it will bring out your power once you have that. And it will definitely open up your intuition, which it could be why you're feeling it's blocked, is because you have these discrepancies between what you're allowing to heal and what you're allowing in. Because there might be some things that you feel ashamed of that you can't get past, that's like blocking off that love that, could readily come from you. Because with this one right here, with the temple, with home, I no longer search outside of myself for home. This is being comfortable wherever you are, because you have that safety inside you. You have that paradise inside you. And if you look at her with these colors, like this golden yellow, it's like this confidence. Even with her facial expression, there's confidence. And having these pillars here really reminds me of the high priestess energy. So this is like making your body your temple, making your mind, your emotional body, your spiritual body, everything needs to be a temple for yourself, so you're not always feeling like outside of you, you will find safety there. It's like you need to find that safety and not run from yourself. You guys over here talking, I don't even see what you're seeing because I'm saying this. Hey, Ruby. Oh my gosh, Owen, you are definitely extra. Thank you for the laugh stuff. But then we have, for your overall energy, the cosmos, and ascending and connecting to the oneness and expanding your awareness. And this is going to come from doing these things. Like, what you're trying to do literally comes, this is almost like giving you a layout of first releasing the feeling that you need to carry everything and other people's issues are your responsibility. You need to release that weight because that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be working on this love and integrating these parts of yourself so that way you can create that home within yourself so you can actually start connecting again, so you can come back to that intuition, that disconnect that's happening. It'll solve itself by doing this. It's okay, Owen. I kind of need your energy. I'm honestly in kind of an emotional slump at the moment, so I really appreciate it. Even though like my appreciation sounds kind of monotone, but let me pull a little extra for some direction for you, hun. Yeah, this is pretty much what I was getting from each of them. I love how, wait, I don't even know why I shuffled again. We were going to do bottom. But this is very interesting because, thank you guys. But this is pretty much what I was saying with this death card coming out on top of this right here is like it's a struggle to let it go. But the only way you're going to transform and go through this is by allowing it instead of fighting it. Because this is like a big card of fighting like a painful end here with it being reversed. And you have to finally allow it. And it's going to be very hard for you because it's going to be transformative. And having the lovers reversed here is going with what I'm saying. You need to integrate and make the choice to choose yourself and accepting what's there as opposed to feeling like parts of you don't belong. And then having the Three of Materials here is pretty much creating your own vision yourself instead of relying on other people to do it for you. That's when it's going to create your security. And your Page of Emotions here is just this new creativity that's going to come from everything, and it's really going to open your heart space by doing this, which actually connects you to your intuition when you finally start healing and opening that. So it's pretty much confirmation over doing these things. But it's going to be a major transformation, definitely having these major arcana here. But once you do this, you'll build your own security with this, which is really good, hon. I love you, Owen. So, today you guys get to choose what you would like me to read for you. And if a message that I do, even if it's personal for somebody, if parts of it resonate, it's because you are meant to hear it too. So never discount if you feel something resonates. Oh, thank you, Anna. Um, oh, I'm glad. But, so for the collective today, what are you guys feeling? Because you know I like to do in-depth collectives for you guys. And I'll choose the cards after I see what you guys are kind of feeling. And don't be afraid to just throw stuff out there. You're going to happen now. Yeah, you focus on driving home. You're feeling stuck and stagnant. Is anyone else feeling like Kyra? Well, definitely that recycling is going to be happening with this Mercury and Scorpio. Maybe, I'm trying to think of how to do this. Possibly, let's see. Maybe, an in-depth, either messages that you're needing to hear or like, let's see, guidance. I'm trying to think of how to do this that would help with the energies. Messages from your guides. We can do messages from your spirit teams, because that just includes everyone that wants to help you. I haven't had a message. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me decide on some cards here since we're going to do some messages from your spirit team. See what comes through. We want. Oh, somebody's knocking my little moon around over here. Oh, my bear just wants to stare at you guys. We'll let that happen. Let's see. So that tarot. Get another tarot. I kind of want to combine multiple energies here since we all have different guides. So, gonna bring out these ones. Come through spirit. Anyone else will get actual spirit messages too, because that can come from other places as well. So I think these will pretty much encompass what we're doing here. So what I'm gonna do, I mean, obviously I'm loving my new oracle cards, so we're gonna keep going with the Star Temple. But I kind of want to use this as like an in-depth kind of pull here for obviously it's going to be very general because it's collective, but kind of like general aspects going across the board of types of messages that are trying to come through, so you can either you know, pick up what resonates with you. If multiple resonate with you, keep going with it. And then what we'll do, come on, then work with me, is we're going to do the Archangel Power Tarot cards for those of you that are really connected with angels, to see what comes through there. I'm going to try to cover a bunch of ground with the different types of cards I have, in case one connects more with you than the other. Break out the Gaia. That would actually be good for those of you that really connect. Thank you, Carla. That's a good idea. I'm confused. Which girl? Hey, Rajan. How are you feeling, hun? I did her astro read yesterday, and I'm trying to tell her to stay away from buses now. It's not her fault, though, guys. She got a lot going on. Yeah, you didn't hear Rajan got hit by a bus, guys. She survived, but it's like pretty insane. Yeah, and what's interesting is her houses, when I read it yesterday, are kind of like in that kind of energy where weird shit can happen. So for the Archangel deck, what I'm going to do is try to get specific messages from the angels if you're more connected with angels. So that's what I'm going to have out for those. And then for those of you that have other types of guides, like ancestors, passed on loved ones, pretty much anyone we can kind of miss somewhere, it's like we'll have it come through in the spirit messages. She's like, but I'm here, okay? Yeah, she's tough. And she's really protected, even though they have a weird way of showing it. And then we're going to get some more tarot out here. For those of you that are more connected with the earth, with Fae, just intuition and energies, your higher self, things like that. If that's more your role, these are what these are going to connect to. And of course, we got the fairies here for those of you that are really close with the fairies. I'm telling you, I'm trying to cover some ground for you guys, so whoever wants to come out in your team and say some stuff got some room. Now, do you guys want affirmations for this, or do you guys just want the messages that are coming from them? And I'm also going to do the spirit animal for those that are more connected to the animal spirits too. Both. Okay, so I'll do some affirmations at the very end for everybody too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Now, do you guys want me to do a little singing triangle meditation before we start, or do you want me to go ahead and go into it for you guys? Ooh, my stuff just won't fall over. Sit open. Okay, guys. Go ahead and start this for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, this is going to be like a bunch of just overall messages that could be coming from any area really. So if something's resonating or multiple things are resonating, kind of try to follow that throughout the reading, whatever's taking. Okay, so, and then I'm also going to put, oh wow, so that's the one that wants to be over, that's interesting. Okay, so, I'm going to hold up each of these because the art in them is just really gorgeous. So, the first one we have coming out over here is the mirror, which is very interesting. This is going to be for you guys that are finally starting to deal with your own inner darkness and how to bring that to the light and actually see that it's a part of you. Like it's just a, even though it might seem like a reflection now, it's something that needs to be integrated. And the card says, reflect. I hold the mirror up to see, accept, and love all of me. It's pretty much what I was saying. Like, this is for those of you that are really doing the shadow work and really trying to integrate this aspect into yourself. And you're also beginning to see the mirror in situations and people as well that are trying to show you things that you're working on. And then the next one we have is the triple star grid. We have align. I connect and align with my higher consciousness. Now, this is more for those of you that are starting to open up more. It's like you're trying to advance, but you also have to realize that even though you feel like you're starting to come to grasp with things, don't let that become a controlling aspect to where you're trying to control the process, because you start losing touch with reality when you get too stuck on needing to connect with this. It's like you need to be grounded, because how the earth is inside this sphere here, you want to make sure you're planted firmly on the earth, even if you're trying to experience something that's higher than you. Otherwise, you kind of lose your footing and you'll end up kind of floating off and won't really make much difference. Now, the next one we have is the Lost Star with rebirth out of the darkness into the light. This is major transformative energy here. This is really showing, like, especially with these falling stars, it's reminding me of like 11th house energy. It's almost like stepping into that wish that you waited so long for. But in order to do that, you had to face all this darkness, and you're finally stepping out a whole person. And you're ready to show that light to people because things are starting to fall into place. Even though it may seem difficult at times, and you might still be healing aspects of your own confidence with it, it's starting to fall into place slowly. So it's more like just allowing the time and allowing yourself the space to keep healing and growing. And we have the Cosmos Ascend. I connect to oneness and expand my awareness. This is for those of you that are like learning to connect, and you're starting to either do research or you're starting to connect with others that are helping you kind of see outside of your own view that you might have had for a while, and it's helping you to broaden your horizons and kind of see outside of the world you were once only seeing in one dimension almost. And it's helping you bring wisdom that you once didn't have because it's opening you up to being expressive. And our last one here, I mean, isn't she done up? But we got the visionary awake with an intuitive perspective. I see the bigger picture. So this is for those of you that are really starting to, I mean, just look at how lit up her stuff is here. This is for those of you that are really starting to grow confident in your intuition and your wisdom, especially with this silver hair here. It's almost like the confidence is growing and you're relying more on it. And it's just saying continue with it, continue expanding. Don't feel like you ever know everything, because once you start acting that way, you stop growing. So it's really like creating from this space of being able to see outside of yourself, as well as listening to your intuition and anything that's given to you. So that way you can create foundations based in the security you have in your intuition. And then we have over here, for the overarching energy, we have the Seven Sisters, which is circle, sisterhood enriches my life. And this to me really speaks. If you look at them, they look like little fairies, almost like dancing around here, these little spirits. And it's almost like a dance of life, almost. And having this is like a soul family coming in for some of you. And since this is the overarching energy here, a lot of you are attracting your soul family by doing these different levels of work, whichever level you're at. And that's going to keep coming in. I'm going to move that so we have a little more room. But this is starting to really come in for you guys. And it's really important to be able to discern as well, because some are going to be coming in as mirrors for some of you that are going through this aspect. They're going to be coming in to teach you about yourself. The ones that are meant to teach and move on, allow that. Don't try to cling to it. But the ones that are the soul family that are going to be staying, you're going to be able to understand once you really open your intuition up to them. So let's go on to those that have resonate with all of these. Well, you must have a lot of, well, you said you haven't got message from yours in a while, so let's see for those of you that have a lot of connection to your angels here, because I know everyone has their different connections. Let's see for those of you that are really connected to the angels, what they want to say for you. Okay, come on, guys. So the first thing we have out is the Emperor. This right here is showing a lot of ambition. Either that or they're telling you need to get some ambition and start taking charge of your life and create your own stability. You guys are just going to start getting a lot of major arcana from your angels, huh? Like getting the star coming out from them, telling you like you need to keep believing in yourself. Things are going to get easier. The things you've been hoping and wishing for are on the way. You just have to like really keep the faith with this and realize that you're the one that's creating the structure in order for this to come in. You can't just like give, my gosh, how many, okay, like they're just yelling at you guys. They're at this point. Some of you are being stubborn and they're really trying to tell you to change your perspective, which is probably why these are coming out. It's like they're trying to get you to understand you're creating a lot of things and this is what's trying to come in. And it's like really telling you to stop and be objective and realize you don't have to follow the direction that everyone else goes. They're really encouraging you to be different and follow your own unique path here. Okay, I'm getting like a little bit. Now we have the moon, guys. So the angels are even coming through here talking about your intuition. Opportunities to improve yourself, listening to your intuition, and also them for guidance, because this is for those of you that have strong connection to your to your angels, and it's really telling you to face your fears so you grow stronger. So for those of you that are really stuck, realize you can ask them to be with you. You don't have to constantly feel like you're doing everything on your own, because angels are always there to help. You just got to ask and be humble. Okay, I'm done with you guys. All major arcana. The angels are screaming right now, just so you guys know. They're yelling at you. Whoever has angel guides, they're yelling at you. They want to tell you guys the world here, a happy ending, everything's coming full circle, spiritual growth and insight. It's like by doing these things, literally they're laying it out for you here. Do these things so that way you can get here, because like you're on the way to the growth right now. And they're pretty much, I like how the only non-major arcana coming out here is them calling you guys out. Like major calling you guys out with this Five of Ariel, which is the Five of Pentacles. They're saying you are the one doing this to yourself, making you feel like you're alone, and they're sitting there literally waiting to help you. Like, but it's like you're creating self-fulfilling prophecies by constantly saying like, I don't have enough, I'm not enough, and like all this stuff. And they're pretty much coming through like, get over yourself. You're creating a foundation in these like negative cycles in your mind. So hi Cube, I don't know if I've seen you before, but this is like literally them telling you don't have to do this alone. Like this whole thing is them saying you don't need to do it alone, and even says you don't need to do it alone on this card. So they're really calling you guys out in this aspect, saying like, we're here, and you constantly saying we're not here is getting very irritating. So they're starting to get to the point where they're kind of starting to yell at you guys. So the next one I have for you guys, we are going to go into the fairies, for those of you that are very connected with fae and want to have the fairy messages come through here. Since the angels, whoever has angel guides here, just got extremely yelled at. So let's see what the fairies have here. So first thing they're coming out with is finding balance. For those of you that connect to this is basically not just like, finding, emotional, mental balance. Like this is like overall balance, like what you're doing with career, what you're doing with family, what you're doing with relationships, what you're doing within yourself. It's like needing to find that balance so you're not scattered and you can't prioritize what's really important. You're being attacked. And then we have lost and found here. Some of you are probably worrying that there's a lot of things that you're losing right now. You're probably moving on from a lot of stuff. With this coming out, it's almost like it's saying this lost and found energy. Like you're losing the things that are meant to go away right now, so that way you can find what you once stifled that's going to help you continue to grow. So it's almost like they're coming through here and trying to say, just let it be, so that way what's new can be found again, which technically really isn't new. It's inside you. You just really covered it up with shit, which is what I'm saying here, shine from within. Especially for those of you that are very concerned with your looks here, this is really talking about dropping vanity and realizing that, yes, like looking good on the outside can help us feel good on the inside, but that shouldn't be our only focus here. We need to shine like the healing as well as shining like our inside beauty as well, because if we're not cultivating the beauty that's on the inside, we're basically becoming hollow and like creating a mask that's appealing to others. Fairies are coming. Oh, and this one right here, this is interesting because it's telling you to wish wisely. It's kind of like, the intentions you're setting right now are very powerful in a way because you can manifest them. But you have to make sure it's something you want. Like if you're not being careful and you're just trying to pull things in, like say you're trying to pull a relationship in because you're lonely, or you're trying to pull just any kind of like friends in because you need people to talk to. It's like you're not doing it out of a growth place, you're doing it out of like a needy, insecure place. This is kind of warning you against wishing with the ego as opposed to wishing with the heart. It's like letting you know that make sure you know where you're coming from when you're trying to put this out, that this is what you want. And bottom here is look in a book. It's literally telling you guys you need to keep learning. You guys aren't done learning. Obviously, you know what they're telling you right now. A lot of these things that they're trying to tell you, you can probably find answers to any questions you have by doing research on certain topics. Probably also creating a book yourself with this fine balance, like a thing that kind of lists, your priorities, what you're doing with your time, what you're spending doing this. It'll probably amaze you just some of the things, like even this lost and found, you could be losing time and not even realizing it. And by creating this thing where you're seeing where your time's going, you actually find time to do the things you want, to create what you want, because you actually sit down and realize where everything's going instead of feeling like I don't have time for anything. I love you, fairies. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull some messages from Gaia here. Hey, Gloria. We're doing an in-depth message from your spirit team. So I'm basically pulling different decks for different guides that want to come through. We already did main messages. We did messages from angels, messages from fairies, and now we're going to get some messages from Gaia. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, so let's see what Gaia has to say here. Now, Gaia, as kind as she is also very tough love. She's protective, but she also isn't going to put up with shit. So if stuff comes out here that is kind of harsh, it's probably because she's been watching and she isn't happy with certain things. Like how, as I'm saying that, this is what flies out here. Um, so with this card here, we have emotions and intellect, and it's reversed. It's almost like you are so absorbed in what's going on in your head right now. And it's not the kind of in your head where you're paying attention to your intuition. It's actually completely blocked off because you're allowing negative emotions and negative cycles to keep repeating over and over and over again to where that's filling your space. And basically, this is saying you need to cleanse that. You need to go in and do some work where you kind of like grab yourself. I almost want to say by the balls, but it's like I said, she has her way of expressing. It's like you really got to go in there and want to do this work and pull yourself out of this funk. And I think in a way she's yelling at me too with how I've been feeling. So don't feel like you're alone. I'm very connected to her. Um, it's really hard when you're starting to get an anxiety and depression and like trying to pull yourself out of these places where you feel like you're just very stuck. And what's important is trying to come back around to the place where you retrain and you start being grateful for what you have, as opposed to being stuck in what either you don't have or what's happening to you, it being unfair, whatever it is, whatever the circumstance. It's being able to pull yourself out of that situation instead of drowning. So let's see. And she's coming out with this self-love thing here. This is, she is definitely not holding back today. For those of you that aren't feeling worthy of giving yourself love, you're fine with giving it everywhere else, even to people that don't deserve it. It's pretty much, this is like a call out saying, you know, you're making this choice. You're choosing not to love yourself, and you're choosing to keep going forward with this feeling that, you know, maybe eventually someone will give you the love that you give others, when in reality you're just going to keep attracting people that take. You need to create the boundaries that come from loving yourself. Otherwise you're just going to keep pulling in these people that don't treat you the way you deserve to be treated. And as I'm saying, that King of Fire comes out here. It's basically, like I was saying, that energy that was coming out before where I didn't know why I was saying, like, grab yourself by the balls. This is kind of that energy. This is that stepping into your power energy, really putting it out in the front and taking yourself more seriously, honoring the gifts you've been given, and really allowing that to be put out into the world instead of shrinking away and feeling like, you know, just because people won't acknowledge it, that you shouldn't do it. It doesn't matter who sees it. It doesn't matter what happens. What matters is your own healing, your own feelings about yourself, and your own opinions. And those need to be made in confidence. Those need to be made in a place where it builds you up, not that you're tearing yourself down. And then right here, we have the Father, and it's reversed. This energy here is really telling me that some of you are really denying your connection to the divine masculine. It's almost like it is something that you fear. You don't want it really near you. You're not as comfortable with it. And divine masculine energy is like this King of Fire energy here. It's a very loving, warm energy, but it's also one that brings light to a lot of situations that we've kind of brought to the surface. It's like it combines that, and it's also your connection with your guides as well. So this is like pretty much calling you out for blocking that off, because our higher chakras go with the light, and divine masculine is light, whereas divine feminine is dark. It's like two different types of energies, the push pull, all that kind of stuff. So in blocking this off is creating a block, especially like with everything else filling the mind here. It's like being told, like, you know, get your shit together, and realize that if you're feeling like you're blocked off, you're creating the block. As you guys can see, I get this kind of talk from her. I'm kind of used to it. And then we have here the Eight of Air. And looking at this, this is really talking, like this is an overall energy here. And it's really speaking to being discerning with what you're allowing. Because in one hand, you're holding up your truth, you're holding up what you want to do, but you're still not fully allowing yourself to express it because you're feeling chained back, you're feeling held back by what's happening, which this is, like I said, it's an overall energy for this. And then in the other, it's like you literally are hurting yourself by keeping it within. It's like you know your truth and you're lying to yourself and you're just continuously hurting yourself and you're allowing it. It's almost like you're allowing yourself this martyrdom in order to suppress what you're really feeling, because you feel like in a way that gives more worth to your existence than you actually expressing your truth and what you feel and what you're thinking as well. It's like this is like a really deep thing here where in order to break this cycle you need to realize that you are worthy of what comes into your life, what blessings come into your life, and also not to turn things away and then keep allowing others to come in that continuously hurt you because you feel you deserve it. I like how you said you're moving past it and then you're back to getting attacked again. So that works out, Owen. So next we're going to do some spirit messages here. So this is for any of you like, you know, closer to your ancestors. If your spirit guides are like passed on loved ones. And just, you know, maybe even spirits you don't realize that are protecting you and have been around you. So let's see what we have that comes out here. Oh. Okay, so for those of you that have this coming out, for one, some of you really take everything on. And they're trying to come through and let you know that you can reach out for help. It's fine. It's actually going to be very healing for you to realize that there's people around you that care enough to want to help you. And reaching out can be in any form. It could be like trying to have someone help you with duties around the house. It can be someone just being there for you to be able to talk to without them judging you for what you have to say. It can be so many things here, and it can even be reaching out to your guides themselves and just asking for, like, you know, reprieve from just a lot going on right now, just bringing you a little bit of peace so that way you can get through the storm. And then what jumped out with it was inspire passion, which for some of you it's been very hard to pull out the passion that you have for life. Some of it got lost, probably muddled through other people's expectations, drowned out by what society expects, told that your dreams aren't worthy of being pursued. And it's almost like what's coming through here is trying to tell you, like, don't allow these outside voices to come in and stifle you anymore. Allow that creativity to come out. Be passionate about life again. Find joy in the things you do instead of feeling like they don't belong. And then this right here with choices being reversed, it's almost like they're trying to say, quit choosing these situations or these people or these cycles that you have within yourself and repeating them when you already know, like they know right here that you're in the space that you know what you're doing. And they're pretty much calling you out saying that you are making the choice to do this when you have all these like opportunities in front of you. You keep going back to what you know because of the comfort out of fear of the unknown. And by doing that, you're not taking responsibility or acknowledging the problem here. It's like you keep running away from it because the only way to go through the doors that are being opened for you is to actually acknowledge what you need to go through before you walk through them. So it's really calling you here to be authentic and honest with yourself and what you want, and then to start choosing that. And then also we have here receive, that's reversed as well. And this right here is kind of coming back to this reach out thing, but this is another block you guys have where it's almost like no matter what's given to you, whether it's a compliment or a gift or even help, it's almost like you cannot accept it. It's like you push it away out of fear, almost because you feel like it's this genuine, it can't really be for you because you're not used to things coming to you. You don't know if it's safe, if you can trust it, and they're basically saying you're blocking them out as well with this purple energy here. This is like third eye, you being able to connect. You're blocking them out and what they're trying to give you as well because you just won't receive anything out of the fear and the shell you've put up and these choices you keep making to stay in the comfortable instead of trying to move through being uncomfortable, which will really help you grow. And then the very bottom we have here is vulnerability. So with this energy here, and it's reversed, this is really going with these things here. Stop yelling at me. But with this vulnerability being reversed as the overall thing, this really ties into each of these. You need to allow yourself to be vulnerable in all aspects in order for these to happen. You have to be vulnerable in order to reach out for help and ask for help in any situation because you're admitting to yourself that you need someone from the outside if you're one of those people that's always used to being like the Wonder Woman or the Superman. It's like you need to realize that by showing your vulnerability, that's a strength. It's not a weakness. It's showing that you're evolving and you're growing and that you recognize the gifts that others have and their ability to help you. And it's also strengthening trust. And plus, you actually going into this and showing your creativity and really moving forward no matter what has been placed on you puts you in a vulnerable state. It puts you to where people can say things, but you have to learn that even though you're being vulnerable by doing this, you're doing this for yourself. You're not doing it for others' approval. And the same goes with this choice and receiving over here. You have to choose to be vulnerable, and when you're vulnerable, you have to receive what comes to you. And things come to you easier when you allow yourself to be vulnerable. It's like you don't have that block. Instead of choosing the block, you choose to be vulnerable and open, which allows for this give and take. That's very healthy. And well, I guess we got the right collective reading, huh? So, before the affirmations, the last guides that we're going to have coming through is the spirit animals for those that really connect to the different spirit animals. I mean, if yours comes out here or you really connect with one, maybe do research on them. So, first one, okay, this I kept seeing this animal like last night randomly. I don't know why it was just like in my head, but here it is. We got Porcupine Spirit, which is time for the beginner mind. And it's green sitting on top of this green here, which is kind of funny. But let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got two. We got Snake Spirit. Where's Ryan? We got Snake Spirit for time to heal. Oh wow, a couple of them fill out here. We got Parrot Spirit reversed here, and it says watch your words. This right here is really telling me that a lot of you have been biting your tongue. And this is trying to say, like, you know, some things when it's your truth, you need to speak it instead of allowing people to walk all over you just out of fear of possibly hurting someone's feelings or not being accepted for how you feel. It's like your truth and you honoring yourself is more important because you can't grow if you constantly suppress yourself. And I like how you guys get Koala Spirit here that literally is trying to tell you guys that Spirit has a plan and to chill out if you're freaking out right now. And the last one we have is Frog Spirit. This right here is reversed. It's saying clear out the clutter. Some of you, this is different for quite a few of you. Some of you are hoarding, literally, like physically hoarding. And you're refusing to let go of some things just because of the past, because of the attachment, the emotional heart attachment to it. And in order for new to come in, you're going to need to clear that out because while you're holding on to that stagnant energy, it's not going to allow for that new free flow of energy to come in. Now, for others of you, this is clutter in your mind because it's kind of going back to this watch your words thing. It's like you are completely cluttered with everything you're holding inside and it's turning into a buildup. You don't want it to be where you explode with your truth. You want to be able to calmly speak your truth from confidence and a grounded energy. But when you start getting like this emotional buildup because you're not allowing release, the way it's going to come out is like this energy between the Mars retrograde thing going on. You don't want that kind of energy flying out of your mouth because then people won't even take you seriously either. But definitely each of these, in order to heal, like the snake spirit's trying to say here, you need to be able to come at it from a place where you aren't judging every little thing that's happened. Like, just begin, start over, and come at it from a perspective where you're allowing yourself time and you're allowing yourself healing. Because the reason you're being given this time, if any of you are being placed and you feel stagnant, is because this is the plan right now. Like, you need your time to heal, and if you're not using it wisely, because that's what's being given to you right now. You're given the freedom of actually having time to do this. So any stagnancy you're feeling, it's put there for you. That parrot was for me. And then overall energy is turtle spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. It's like I was saying, you guys are being put in a place here where you have time. And it's trying to show you that, like, take time with yourself, create like steady structure for yourself so that way, like, as you're going through the process and you're learning these things, probably with this clear out the clutter too, like clear you a space that is your sacred space and allow yourself these things, because this is also a lot of self-care that's coming out with these cards. Turtle. But this is a lot of self-care coming out and just pretty much letting you know like you're protected and being guided right now, and it's almost like you're being put in a protective space so you can do this healing. So if anything feels stuck or stagnant, it's because you're being given an opportunity. That's why you kind of have to have that energy, not quite of the fool, it's a little more evolved than the Fool. It's like you're already on the journey, but you're being a fresh perspective on it as well. It's kind of like the Hangman combined with the Fool energy. It's like that wisdom and a fresh perspective, but that energy to keep moving forward as you're going through these things. The chocolate turtles. So, for the end, we have our affirmations. So, this can be from anything. Okay, guys? These affirmations can come from all over since we got so many different energies in this reading. Affirm me, baby. Look, okay, for those of you, this is connecting directly to the spirit messages for those of you that had we're very connected to that spirit pile with your ancestors and passed on loved ones and things like that. You have vulnerability again. And I allow myself to be vulnerable and honor my inner grace, wisdom, and beauty. So I'm going to stick that here for you guys because I really feel like that connection really pulls to you guys. And let's see what comes out next. We got attraction. I attract a loving, happy, fulfilling relationship to my life. Now, this I feel goes more with the very beginning energy since we had this sisterhood over here. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of set her over here so you guys can see her more easily. But we have this sisterhood over here, and I really believe this attraction is going with bringing in that soul tribe energy over there. So let's go ahead and then we have transformation, which is with the help of my dreams, I'm ready to make changes towards a new me. Okay, this is I'm feeling with your angels over here because they were throwing every arcana, major arcana they could at you, which is all about like major transformation and change. And you transforming this mindset over here that you. Okay, this one was poking the crap out of me, so I think this is for everybody. But as I was saying, this right here is really for you guys to transform the mindset and start stepping into what they have here and begin actually asking for the help instead of blocking them off. Like I was saying, I feel this is for everybody because this intuition here, through my subconscious, I trust my inner wisdom and intuition. This is everybody, okay? That was poking the crap out of me. That's just for everybody. So let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got two that came out. So we got nurture. I open my arms and wrap around those that need nurturing, starting with myself. This is Gaia energy. This is like major Gaia energy right here. So for you guys that were connecting with her, this is what she pushes for here. And then we have transition. While I sleep, I move from the old to the new with great ease. This right here is really talking about, okay, you trying to tell me something? But this is all about being able to move fluidly through the changes. And I feel like this is more for these animal spirits here. Like, this is like moving with grace. This is just allowing the ease, which is like the slow and steady energy. And just realizing that everything is working to your advantage. Just make sure you are clearing the space for it and being honest and allowing yourself the time to heal, because that's a transition to go through the healing. So let's pull one more. That flip right over. So timing. The timing is just right for my dreams, desires, and goals to manifest. there was literally the be careful what you wish for card and manifestation and everything in the fairies. So you guys that were going with the fairies, this is like a thing for you guys. So it's kind of interesting how everybody kind of got their own thing that linked in besides intuition for everybody. So this right here at the bottom of the deck, we have destiny. My dreams show me that I am the co-creator of my life and destiny. This is like an overall message for all of you. Like, for real. Like, whatever of these spoke to you, whatever places that you felt very connected to, pretty much your whole spirit team is going to sit here and tell you that you're the co-creator. You're the one that sets intentions for what you want to do with your life, and you're the one that makes those choices and decisions. So your destiny comes directly from your choices, and your dreams are very potent right now. Whether it's the ones you're chasing while you're conscious, or it's the ones that you're seeing while you're sleeping. But yeah,